Speaking of which, just want you to know.
Podcast Tonight presents The Culture Café with Will Loeb.
Well, that's what opening up a can of whoop-ass feels like.
Son, you just opened a whole case of whoop-ass.
Take a listen to this.
The show is just about to start.
Here we go.
Are you ready to do this? Let's take it from the top.
It is not for the faint-hearted.
It's your boy Will Love, and I popped my podcast cherry last week. I kicked off Culture Café with my pal and top astrologer Susan Miller of the world-renowned astrologyzone.com. If you haven't listened, you've got to catch up to find out, now that Jupiter is in Virgo for the next 12 months, what areas are most promising depending on your zodiac sign, as well as get the 411 on the upcoming eclipses this month, because shit is about to change for the better. Today is a jam-packed show, and I want to get right down to it. My first guest performed on the beaches of the Jersey Shore last month for my radio stations, Fun 107.1 and B985, and he killed it. Andy Grammer went from street performer to being the first male pop star since John Mayer, circa 2002, to reach the top 10 at adult pop radio with his first two singles, Keep Your Head Up and Fine By Me, both off his 2011 self-titled debut album. Today, Andy Grammer is running the game. His single, Honey I'm Good, has topped the charts across the globe. He's got a brand new single, Good to Be Alive, and he will be competing on season 21 of ABC's Dancing with the Stars. AG, how the fuck are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you? First off, thank you for taking the time out to speak with me. I really do appreciate it. I know you have a busy schedule.
Yeah.
You recently performed on the beach with one of my radio stations, Fun 107.1, more music, more fun. Did you have fun partying it up down at the Jersey Shore? I know you could be a crazy bunch.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it's incredible how far this has gotten. That a bunch of people show up. If you just tell them the location, and a bunch of fans will come and sing along. It's amazing, man. I started as a street performer, borderline begging people to stop as they walk by. So you'll go to a beach on the other side of the country and have a ton of people come. It's pretty special.
Now, I live in northern New Jersey, and I know you grew up right around here in the Hudson Valley. Having lived on both sides of the country, do you feel like you're more of an East Coast dude or a West Coast dude?
At this point, but probably just because I've been here for so long, if I had to choose, I'd say West Coast. I think it's really healthy and good for people to have lived on either side in their lifetime. They both have special things you probably want to pull from, you know?
Yeah, I feel like here on East, we're a little bit more fast-paced, a little bit too focused on the future. And I've had friends who live on the West Coast. I interview people all the time who live there. And I feel like it's just they're more in the present.
Yeah, that's reasonably true. I think it's just good to get both sides of it, you know, to have grown up around the East Coast and have like that kind of hard knocks, I don't want to curse, like no bullshit way of going about things. And bringing that out here is a really cool balance.
Yeah, I feel like it builds character.
Yeah.
Moving on, I've always been a big fan of your music, and I do have a lot of respect for you as a songwriter. Your lyrics have a lot more substance than other music that's out there. Now, what gives you inspiration?
I think you're always just trying to write, sounds kind of silly, but trying to write a song that's worth singing is really hard to do. Anybody can just write a song. You just sit down and write a quick song and throw some lyrics in there. But like, if you really want to sing something that is worth hearing or worth singing, which for me is a pretty high bar, then sometimes that's really hard to do. And either that's like writing a ton of songs and picking the right one, or just getting lucky with a topic. You're just always trying to find something that like needs to be said, and that's really, really hard to do. So like for my album, I wrote over 100 songs to get the 11 that are on the album. Yeah.
Did you write more this go-round than last time?
Yeah, I definitely did. Well, I don't know, because last time was the first album, so that was kind of like my whole life. I took the best ones from anything I'd ever written. So maybe more the first time. But this is the most I'd ever written in a short period of time. Right, so it's probably about a year that it took. I wrote about 100 songs.
Oh, wow. Now, you've had hits in the past with Keep Your Head Up and Fine By Me. However, 2015 seems to be your breakout year. Did you expect Honey I'm Good to blow up the way it has this year?
I mean, you can never expect that you actually catch something like this, where it truthfully just, wherever you put it, people like it, and it really spreads like wildfire. Like, I've never had a song quite like this. Just spread across the internet and across the radio and across the country. So, you can't expect that. It's incredible. It makes it so fun.
It really has. I mean, it's played on all formats. It's played on our top 40. It's played on our Hot AC. And I go out to the bar, I go out to the club. I hear it being remixed all the time. So major kudos, because you definitely deserve it.
Thank you so much.
It was just announced that you'll be joining the upcoming season of ABC's Dancing with the Stars. Now, you have a lot going for you. However, this year is a pretty great lineup. Who do you think your biggest competition is?
Yeah, I'd say probably my biggest competition right now, just from watching. I wasn't able to be at DNA because I had shows that I'm still playing. I'm still like traveling and touring, and we're going to fly my partner out to meet to rehearse. So I couldn't be at the GMA reveal, and just from watching it, Bindi is so sweet and likable. And she has Derek, who's like one of the best dancers on the show. So I'd say right now they're probably one of the teams to beat.
Well, oftentimes those chosen for Dancing with the Stars seem to be like they were more relevant yesterday than they are today, or they joined to try to revitalize their career. Since 2015 has been such a huge year for you, do you think that you have the upper hand in this competition?
No, only because I don't know how to dance. Like if you were saying any other competition, but as far as like a dancing competition, I don't think there's any way you could say I have the upper hand if the main activity on the show is dancing. No.
So you're going to have to be tweeting out those votes. But I feel like you have them already because of your following. But at the same time, you don't want the reverse to happen where you feel or the public feels that everyone else is going to be voting for you already, so they don't take the time out to vote. Like we need people to vote for you because I'm rooting for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Let's talk about the new single, Good to Be Alive.
Yeah. This is, man, I don't know if I've ever been as proud of it. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it makes you feel. I have so much stuff to be happy about right now, just waking up every day. So it's like, worked really, really hard to get to a place where I can have some of these opportunities. So it's like, man, this is the perfect single to be able to go and push right now in my life. It lines up exactly right. Good to Be Alive is totally where I'm at.
So, I mean, I know you have the show going on right now, but are you going to branch off into a bigger tour thereafter?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're putting it together. There's nothing on the books quite yet, but yeah, and we're still. What's crazy is we're still playing shows through this Dancing with the Stars season, which is going to be kind of nice. It's a crazy schedule. Like, yesterday I was in Minneapolis and I played, I did a 6-hour dance rehearsal and then got in the car and drove over to my show that night, which is pretty crazy.
Wow.
And so my partner flies out with me. She's fantastic. But there is something kind of cool about doing something, being so bad at something for all day, and then going and reminding yourself that you still have a little bit of worth when you get on stage. There is one thing in the world you can do that's good. Kind of keeps your ego, not ego, but just keeps you like your spirits up a little bit. Because when you're dancing all day long doing something you've never done before, it's pretty rough. Like you don't know what you're doing. Hard.
Are there certain dances that you're looking forward to doing more than others? Like anything that you're catching on really well with?
No way, man. I have zero context for any sort of dance. People keep asking me that question, and I'm like, I don't know any form. I couldn't tell you like any form of dance. I don't know.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm sure you'll kick ass, but we're definitely going to have to be tweeting out to vote, 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 vote.
Yes, vote. I'm going to need all the votes I can get.
You're on the road all the time, like you mentioned. You have a crazy schedule, especially now because all you got going on. Do you find it difficult to, juggle being married and in a relationship, or no?
Yeah, I think that anybody who's highly motivated probably has some of the similar issues of making sure that you spend enough time with your family. And I have an incredible wife, and she's super supportive. She comes out to me as much as she can, and then we just have to block out days on the calendar that are untouchable, and really stick to it.
Now, what's next for you? I mean, we know what's going on right now, and your hands are full. But moving forward, any other projects in the works that we could expect?
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, one of the coolest parts about my job is that I don't know, really. All you can know is, like, are you doing something right now that will be of enough interest to then get you into something really cool in the next, 6 months? And so I do think we're doing that right now. And when that is happening, then it's kind of fun. Something else shows up, like, amazing, It's like people, I don't know what's coming. I just know it's probably pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, I really enjoyed speaking with you, and we seem to cover a lot in a short bit. Anything else that anything else that you'd like to say to our listeners, to your fans? Any message?
Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Just at Andy Grammer. I'm going to be telling you when to vote because I'm going to need all your votes. I need every little bit of help I can get on the show that has to do with dancing. Holy crap.
Yeah, well, you got my vote and our vote. Well,
Right.
I'll definitely be telling everyone to dial that number once I know what it is when the show starts. And
Thanks, man.
real quick, are you going to be performing also? I mean, I know you're a competitor, but are you going to be...
Yeah, I know there's definitely talk of that, so hopefully that'll go down as well.
Oh, kudos. Well, I'll be looking forward to that. Otherwise, everyone, definitely vote for Andy on Dancing with the Stars and follow him on social media at Andy Grammer.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, Andy. It was
Thanks,
it
buddy.
was great
Yeah,
speaking.
we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
All the best. I'm so glad Andy took time out of rehearsing to chat with me. The Dancing with the Stars Season 1 premiere is just days away, this Monday, September 14th, so mark your calendars and make sure to vote for my buddy. Well, from one music superstar to the next, till this day, today's guest is the only artist to have a #1 single while not signed to a recording contract. Think about that. After receiving unparalleled success with her 90s classic, Stay, I Missed You, Lisa Loeb went on to release a number of hits before moving on to starring in 2 reality television programs, authoring children's books and music, as well as doing a plethora of voiceovers and guest appearances on hit television programs, including Orange is the New Black. She has designed her own eyewear collection and has a new single, 321 Let Go, the theme song for the Nia Vardalos film, Helicopter Mom. I'd like to welcome Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter Lisa Loeb to Culture Café. What up, Lisa? It's a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
How's the California love over there on the West Coast? How's it treating you?
I'm doing well. I'm super busy. I've got a lot of very full plate, which is good.
I've been really looking forward to this interview because I was, 4 when Stay came out, and thanks to being introduced to you by my older cousins, I literally followed you ever since. Now, before we delve into your recent success, I'd like to know, as an artist, how it feels to still be the only artist to obtain a #1 hit unsigned, especially with a single that has become such a staple in pop culture.
Oh, it's pretty amazing. I mean, it's funny how things have come full circle. I think so many artists are independent now. They are able to do things in the same way that we did when we were starting out back in the 90s. But, it was a really such a unique situation, and I think it gave me being able to have a song, that ended up on the radio and everything, and then was promoted to the radio by RCA Records. Being able to get a song out there that was so successful and my name out there and my music all the way around the world, it still impacts my career today. I'm able to travel all around the world. Some people mainly know that song Stay. Other people know songs from all of my different albums. But it was a great way to kickstart my professional career after having played music for so long. It ended up giving me a lot of creative freedom as I've moved along because of the success of the song. The song was made in a very independent way. So a lot of people that I work with, they want me to use my own voice and do things the way I see them, which is great for me as an artist. A lot of people don't get that freedom.
Exactly. You've been fortunate, and you've had hits since. Plus, as time went on, you've made your way into the television world with your cooking show, Dweezil and Lisa on the Food Network, and #1 single on E, which documented your quest for love. Now, I've got to say, considering my own love life is a circus, I love that show. However, I am glad that you did find love and have 2 beautiful babies.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited about that too.
I really enjoyed watching you on television, but did you enjoy the experience, and would you go back to reality TV?
I felt like I had a story to tell that a lot of people could connect to and relate to about being a woman who was trying to balance career and find an important relationship. I will say that it was very, very consuming and involved. I was one of the producers, and I have a lot of attention to detail, and there are a lot of details when you're making a reality show. You shoot a lot of things. It has to be edited in a way that tells the story the way you want to, and we all know that things can be edited in a variety of different ways. So
Yeah.
It was a lot of attention to detail, and it's very time consuming, which just like actually doing social media today, it can take away from the core of what you're doing. So I felt like in the end we did really communicate a story about, about being single and a lot for women and also men related to it. I feel like it was definitely an intense experience. I think I would help produce somebody else's show just because I know, I just feel it's really important for people to have a certain amount of control over the story that they're telling.
I feel you, girl.
Because it can be told in so many different ways. And so I can really, I feel like, help as a producer on a show like that. But you do have to find a balance because sometimes doing reality shows about your life can actually take away from your life. So you gotta watch out for that.
I think you would be great as a producer of a reality television show because you've worked on both sides of the spectrum, business and creative, and excelled at it for so long.
Yes, exactly. I enjoy watching TV a lot, and I know those shows, they draw us all in. Again, like I feel like it's important to protect the talent, protect the people that the shows are about. And also, because I feel like although sometimes it's fun to watch things that are really extreme, I do think there's a lot of people out there who, after watching TV shows like Oprah, when people can share their stories with each other, people in the world feel connected to each other. And if they're in a difficult situation, they feel like they can get out of it. And then when they watch reality shows that relate to the people.
Not only have you managed to maintain success, but you have managed both the creative and business sides of your career, which is rare, and I give you major kudos. However, has that been overwhelming or even difficult?
Having professional and personal life, building it all together. It's really difficult. The whole thing is that it's funny, when I was a kid, part of what I thought was like being a great professional entertainer, a successful entertainer was, just being really successful, being really popular, selling lots of records, being on lots of TV shows. But now I understand that after I've been in it for, over 20 years, that part of it is just, find things that you're interested in as a performer, as an entertainer, as a creative person, continue to have successful relationships in your life. Like, it's really a full thing, and part of it is, being able to continue to do what you love to do. It's really a big success as well. Of course, it's always great to be on the radio or have a lot of professional success, but it's also really important to have a real life as well.
Yeah. You've made many appearances in film and television, including your most recent, Helicopter Mom, where you actually wrote the theme song. Looking back, was going from working in music to working in television and film an easy transition, at least initially?
Yeah, it's sort of like my regular life. I do voiceovers, I do a little bit of acting, I do a lot of music. I'm learning better and better to switch gears very quickly. With being an actor, you're working with other people, you're in a set, you're wearing a costume, there's a director, it's just its own entire world. And then step away, there's definitely a big freedom to be able to deploy and collaborate with another musician and come up with your own ideas and record and produce the way you want to. That being said, we were working closely with the same director because she had specific ideas that she wanted us to achieve, which is actually for me really fun. It makes the songwriting process like a puzzle.
Yes.
So I just doing a lot of different things. You just have to change gears very quickly, and then and then I go home and I read books to my kids and I put them to bed and give them back. So it is interesting to be able to get to the point where you can really speak into each different area of life and career, and to be able to teach yourself how to quickly enough, to be fully present in another place, in another way.
Because you have experience in so many different areas of the entertainment industry, what have been some of your more memorable projects?
One of them that just came to mind when you said that was when I first started collaborating. One of my first experiences was as a songwriter. I was invited to go to Cuba to write with a bunch of artists from America, from England, and a lot of famous musicians who I was a big fan of. Like, I got to work with Burt Bacharach and hang out with a couple of the guys from the Police.
Oh, wow.
And also work with amazing Cuban musicians. And we would write songs and hang out and go see performances. And we got to work with some of the guys from the Beneficent Social Club and also go see the perform in this beautiful old theater in Cuba. So that was just such an amazing thing. I generally prefer to write songs by myself. It gets me in a different place creatively. But I really learned that collaborating can also be a great way to learn and to write music a little different from what you normally write. And just for me, socially, it's just really fun to be able to hang out with other musicians and see what they're doing and
nice.
see how they approach music. that was such an amazing experience.
Sounds it. Coming off of that, looking at your career as a whole, you've had hit singles, you've voiced popular characters, you've starred in successful movies and television programs, your books do well, etc. Do you feel that you should be more famous because of your accomplishments, or do you feel because you have sort of shied away from the public eye and not necessarily chased it, that's one of the reasons you continue to do so well?
I would definitely, again, a balance. Like I look at some people who are very, very well known in the public eye, and now, especially with having kids, I'm not sure how much of that I could actually, how much of that I would actually want. I don't think I would ever want a life where I have to exert a lot of energy to get our privacy with our family. I'm at a nice place where, people recognize me, they find my records, they get my shows. Of course, that being said, I would love to sell way more books and way more records and get the music out there to more people. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what the solution to that is. It's not something I shy away from. We're always looking for interesting ways to let people know about our music, including, talking to you here, working with different podcasts and social media.
Social media is king.
New fans, people who know me from my older music but don't know today, what I'm doing. So it's interesting. Although it's really easy to get direct access to a lot of people through the internet, it's still very challenging. It's an interesting modern challenge, I think, for a lot of us as musicians, especially on the music side, with the acting side and with things that are in a larger machine. Like when you're in a movie or in a TV show, it's different. But when you do something that's a little bit more independent or more solo, like a book or a record, it's definitely still a challenge to make sure that you get the word out. That's something we're always trying to learn how to do better and better. My team and I are always trying to figure that out. So if you have any ideas, or your listeners do, I'm always eager to hear.
The wheels are turning in my head
now.
now.
There's so much music out there. There's so much going on, and not only are we bombarded with it, we search it out, but then we also just dispose of it so quickly. What's here today, not tomorrow. Unless something gets you really big and you really listen to a CD or something over and over again, it goes by our radar very quickly.
Changing subjects, you're known for your cat-eyed glasses, which has become your signature look. Was that the catalyst behind your eyewear collection?
It was. For a while I avoided being associated with my glasses, especially right when I started out professionally.
Really?
Because I wanted people to talk about my music, not about my glasses. It's funny, as I've gone along, we're talking about marketing. I didn't create my cat-eye glasses as a marketing tool, but it's definitely something people recognize me by. People stop me on the street all the time. They even say to me, "Why you look like that Lisa Loeb look?" It's like it's a look. I realized along the way, it would be a really fun business to be able to have an eyewear line so that, I can have my own glasses that fit me, that I love the look of them, and I don't have to work twice to find a perfect pair of glasses. But also all these women and young women and women of all ages, really. I can help create glasses for people that are kind of sexy, pretty, fashionable. They stand out a little bit, but not so much that they are too artsy or they, speak before you're able to speak. But, if people want to get that look, I want to help them actually get that look. I think it's, I go to the tailor to get my little black dress fit perfectly, and this is kind of like being able to have your own glasses that are just maybe a little bit of a step up, a little bit more stylish, a little bit more sexy than what a lot of women are currently wearing. If they want to wear a heavier frame that they think looks like a Lisa Loeb look, that's great, but I love to see women in glasses that don't make their eyes look droopy, that the color is beautiful on them, whether it's a neutral, like a tortoise shell or glass, or a dark navy. It's fun to find the right pair of glasses for women, and so it's really fun for me to get started in the eyewear line.
I think it's good, and it's been long overdue, because you really are known for, no pun, the quote Lisa Loeb look.
I know, it's crazy. And I thought that would be really fun to actually just get that look out there and really develop the eyewear line. And I also realized in retrospect that there are so many musicians, some of my favorite actually, like David Bowie or Elton John, are known for their style, and Elton John specifically for his glasses back in the 70s, but we really focus on their music as well. We can still have fun with the style and fashion, like, it's all fun, but it doesn't take away from the music. It's just another dimension.
Now, you're actually very philanthropic. Let's talk a little bit about your charity work. Tell us about the Camp Lisa Foundation and your other involvements.
Well, children are very, very important to me. Even before I had my own children, I feel like they're the future. And when I was making my second kids record, I wanted to make a summer camp songs record because I felt like that was something I had a relationship with, summer camp, and a lot of other people do also. And I felt like it was such a great way to make the kind of kids record I liked listening to growing up, where there was some humor, there were some very sentimental, beautiful melodic songs with themes that kids can relate to, but without talking down to the kids. And so I made a summer camp record called Camp Lisa with my friends Lisa Loeb and Dan Petty, who were great collaborators. And they had some classic summer camp songs on them as well, some grossed out songs. But through the process, I realized I really wanted to share the music with people and let them, get the summer camp experience through the CD. Then I thought, oh my gosh, we should take this one step further. We should actually send kids to summer camp. So I decided to donate all the proceeds of the sales of the CD Camp Lisa.
Great idea.
Foundation I started called the Camp Lisa Foundation, and we work closely with an organization called Pro, which this organization has actually shown that kids, when they have activities through the summer when they're engaged, especially with something like summer camp, they actually end up doing better in school when they go back to school in the fall. And a lot of the summer camps that we send the kids to, they teach kids leadership skills, and they're great influencers on the kids to learn how to be a great member of the community.
Wow.
To learn new things about themselves, to try new things, to challenge themselves. And the kids really, they build up their self-esteem, and they just get all kinds of new experiences that they didn't have before. So I really wanted to do that. So through the sales of the record, Camp Lisa, as well as the fundraising online, and also the sales of a coffee bean blend I have called Everybody Wake Up, which is named after one of my kids' songs. I'm obsessed with coffee, and I definitely drink my coffee in the morning. I was able to work with a coffee company that was generous enough to help us with a fundraising coffee blend. You can buy that online on their website, coffeeschool.com.
Definitely check that out. I'm going to get some for myself now that I know.
It's great. It's got dark beans for that rich flavor, but it's got light beans for serious caffeine.
Oh, nice. Impressive.
So it's important to me to try to help. I wish I could do more and get people involved in donating money to Camp Lisa, and also sometimes I've worked directly with summer camps, and we will do a fundraiser to raise money specifically for one particular camp instead of going through the organization's scope. So if there are people out there who want to do a fundraiser for their own camp, we can talk about that as well.
Let's talk about your more recent projects. What can we expect from you for the remainder of the year? Because I know something's in the works.
I know. There's a kids project I'm working on that should be out in the fall. Centered around nursery rhymes. When my children were younger even than they are now, my youngest son, my son is 3, and we still do some nursery rhymes. But I realized along the way, there's a lot of books around the kids that we try to reach for kids with all these old nursery rhymes, and a lot of them we've forgotten how to sing them. And I feel like it's an important tool for parents and caregivers to be able to be close to their kids and sing simple songs with them. And you can make up your own songs, but it's also fun to remember some of these classic songs. And I'm also creating new ones for kids, which are great for waking up in the morning or going to sleep at night. And it's just a really special time to spend with your kids. So that's one project that I'm working on right now. And I'm also starting to write for a grown-up project as well. I'm making a lot of different songs, working with different people, trying to figure out what the next grown-up project is, and that should be out. I probably won't put it out at the exact same time as my kids' record, because that is a little confusing sometimes. But I'm working on my next grown-up project as well.
I've always loved your songwriting. Your songwriting is amazing. When I was young as 6 years old, I actually began writing songs, and before I broke into radio, I was a writer for several East Coast magazines. And I have just so much respect for you as a songwriter. And I'd like to know, have you ever thought of writing songs for other artists? For example, when you write a good track, would you rather keep it for yourself, or do you think, hey, I should give this to X, Y, and Z because I think it'll blow up?
When I was starting out, I definitely would say, oh, it's for me, all my songs are for me. Now I'm totally open, of course, to writing for other people, especially, as a parent who wants to stay at home. I want to stay at home with my kids, although I love touring, and it's funny, recently over the last year, I've realized that it's become really, really fun doing acoustic shows. There's just so much, it's fun doing the storytelling and joking around, and it's fun to connect the audience's lives. That being said, it's hard to be away from home. So, yeah, the more I get to write with other people, and again, I've started doing that a lot more new collaborations with other artists, with up-and-coming artists, with other singer-songwriters who write for other people. So it's sort of the theme. I like to try to do it all.
You've had a very interesting life. Have you ever thought of authoring an autobiography?
I've thought about it a little bit. It's funny. Part of me is very, very open, and I love, again, sharing my stories and hearing other people's stories. But also part of me is very private, so I'm not sure exactly my tell-all book would tell enough. But there's a couple of things that I've sort of thought about doing that might have some storytelling about my own life.
Interesting.
But nothing that's finished to share yet.
You appear on TV a lot, and of course in movies, and I thought Orange is the New Black was awesome. What has been your favorite appearance that you've made over the course of your career thus far?
I mean, recently it was really fun to do the TV show Community. It's on Yahoo now, but it was me, but not me playing myself, even though I was a singer-songwriter, so they were sure that I wasn't wearing my glasses just so that distinguish my character from myself. I'm not sure if that was like a big distinguishing factor, but that was the plan. It was really fun to work with those actors. I don't know if you know the show, but they're some really funny, great comedic actors, and I enjoy that. Acting for the shows, I spend a lot of time in the trailer, getting ready to take a couple of lines. When the group of people working on the show are enjoyable to hang out with, the extras and the stars and makeup artists, that makes it much more of a fun experience for me.
I've wanted to see you live for so long, and the one time I could have when you were in the area, my schedule got in the way, of course. When are you touring, and when is the next time you're coming back to New York, New Jersey, tri-state area?
I'll be in Brooklyn at the 90s Fest on September 12th.
The 90s Fest? How appropriate.
I'm playing, I believe I'm playing more towards the 4 o'clock area. There's a 90s Fest I was invited to play in, and it looks like fun. There's a lot of different bands that I know who are playing, including Smash Mouth, and so that should be a lot of fun, and I'll be there for that show. And then I'm sure I'll be playing for some other shows coming up. I'm always in and out of town. I was just there for AJ Jacobs had the biggest family reunion ever, and that was at the World Fair site in Queens, and that was really fun. And we got to sing "We Are Family" with the Pointer Sisters, which is really. But I mean, Sister Sledge. But anyway, I'm in and out of New York a lot. The next show will be that one, the 90s Fest. I'll be playing an acoustic set there. I think an acoustic set probably. But definitely check LisaLoeb.com. Sign up on my mailing list. We send out a mailer every month or so. Whenever there's a big TV appearance coming up, tour coming up, new songs, things I do. I release one song at a time, or really cool merch items, like my rainbow glasses, t-shirts, which are really cute. You can check all that stuff out on my website, on my Facebook page, on my Twitter account. You can find out what's going on.
Definitely, and I love the way your website is set up.
Thank you.
Very easy to navigate.
Yeah, there's always a lot going on, so we want to try to make it easy to navigate. Like me, I'm a big music fan, so sometimes when I go to websites, I want to know everything. But then I'm also aware of other people who are less fans. They just want to get some quick information, so we try to do that.
You do it right, I do have to say. With all of your projects, there is such an essence of quality, and you can easily tell you enjoy doing what you do. So I do have to give you major kudos, and I have to thank you for taking time out to speak with me. I've admired you, and I was actually very nervous to do this interview. I mean, I interview people all the time, but because I followed you, I had little butterflies inside.
Oh, well, Eric, I really appreciate it. I appreciate you, again, getting the story out there, and I know there's just so much stuff going on all the time, and I listen to podcasts, and I'm like, oh, right, I remember that person. What are they doing? Or, people that I am currently following, it's great to hear what they have to say in a different way than you normally get to see or read in the, either online or see on TV. You get more in-depth interviews.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. When you're in the area, we definitely need to chat and chillax. I will be marking my calendar so I could definitely see you live.
Yes, please. But, I don't know if you spoke to my manager or my publicist to set this up, but make sure that they know that you'd like to connect when I'm in New York next. Set that up.
Perfect.
Yes, exactly. That'd be great.
I'll definitely reach out today.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you again. All the best, Lisa Loeb, and
so
good
much.
luck.
Bye-bye.
Peace out. Was that not something else, or what? Only 2 podcasts down, and I've already interviewed 3 of my favorite people and 3 very big names. Make sure to check out Lisa Loeb at the 90s Festival taking place this Saturday, September 12th, all day, from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Lineup also includes Coolio, Naughty by Nature, Smash Mouth, Salt and Pepper, and more. For tickets, check out 90sfest.com. Come Monday, make sure to watch Andy Grammer on the 2-hour season premiere of ABC's Dancing with the Stars. And do not forget to vote, vote, vote. Each week, because I want to see him take home the trophy. Just saying. I'm about to peace out, so until next week, follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything at WillLoveINC. That's with 3 L's. Or check out WillLoveINC.com. Another great show today, and next week you definitely don't want to miss either. So keep it locked.
You've been listening to Culture Café with Will Loeb, presented by Podcast Tonight.